Hello everybody, and just here and welcome back to Shangri-La Frontier, episode 34, in which we will probably be back to the titular Shangri-La Frontier, right? About time we do that. In the previous episode, what happened exactly? Well, Sanraku won the fight with, what's her face? Rust, yeah. Won the fight with Rust. Then he tried to be cool, saying that, hey, you build a new mech, then, I'm gonna come here and duel you again. Because she very much wanted him to stay here. Everybody wanted him to stay in Nephilim Hollow, because him coming back to the game was what made it so, so alive again. But Sanraku, of course, got what he needed, right? Got a bit of a rest from Shangri-La, got some new ideas and stuff, and he's gonna go back to his main game. He wanted to essentially be cool and say, hey, I'm gonna go play Shangri-La, but when you build your mech, then I'm gonna come back and we're gonna fight again. And she just built a new mech on the spot. So that was something. And they fought again off-screen, unfortunately, but still. And I believe Roost won this one, right? Right. And I can't quite recall the exact circumstances of it, but I think it was because Sanraku won, something like that. Roost, in any case, revealed to Sanraku that her and Mold, her and Mold played Shangri-La for quite some time, and they quit because they couldn't find any mechs, and she became, Sanraku spilled the beans that there are mechas and robots and shit in Shangri-La, and she got super interested in it, and they essentially traded information, right? Sanraku said that he will discuss it with his clanmates, right, with Pencilgon and Oikatsu, whether to reveal the existence of Inventoria and the existence of those exosuits. And in exchange, Roost will provide them information about another Colossus, right? Another unique monster, or whatever they're called. Unfortunately, her information isn't quite good enough, or so Sanraku claims. And so they agreed that Roost, Sanraku, and Mold, I believe at least, will follow the thread, follow the clue that Roost already has, and as they discover the unique scenario, that will be much better of a bargaining chip against Pencilgon and Oikatsu when it comes to revealing the existence of Inventoria, or maybe even gifting Roost a single suit of armor, right? So that's where we are at. So I expect this episode, and probably the next one as well, be Sanraku, Roost, and Mold, and of course Emul traveling around and trying to uncover the next unique monster. I'm going to call you back. It's my phone operator calling me for some reason, so I don't really care much. But yeah. They're probably gonna go continue the lead that they have on the unique scenario. At the end of the episode, we also got one very interesting bit. We got, what's his name? The new bunny, right? The Sikru. Yeah, we had Sikru arrive back to Rabituza looking for Visage. He only met Emul, and Emul revealed that nobody has seen Visage for quite some time now. Sikru arrived at Rabituza. He was traveling, I guess, doing stuff, and he arrived because he found someone worthy of facing against one of the unique monsters. I think it was the flying dragon thing, right? And as it turns out, that someone is Akane Akitsu, a player that we have not seen yet, and I wonder who she is, if she is anybody that we know, right? My immediate thoughts go towards maybe it's Sanraku's sister, maybe it's the lady from the games shop, maybe it's Sanraku's classmate, right? I'm looking for connections there. Doesn't mean there are any, but that's where my mind goes immediately, so I can't really help that. So now we will have another player going through a different kind of Rabituza quest, right? Because Sanraku's quest was started by Weathermon, right? He was deemed worthy by Weathermon. Meanwhile, Akane was deemed worthy by the dragon boss. The dragon, who I believe the piece of lore there is that he has to be faced by a hero, something like that, right? And I suspected that it's gonna be Pencil Gon facing against him because she has the class of a hero or something like that, right? I'm overusing the word right? But yeah, that's where we are right now. Today I expect maybe Sanraku to pop in into Rabituza, maybe meet Sikru, maybe meet the new person. Maybe they're gonna go all together, right? Akane, Sanraku, Rust, and Mold. They're just gonna go find the Leviathan special encounter or whatever. I don't know. We'll see where it goes. But to see that, we're gonna have to see that. So you're gonna need your subs to follow along with me. I'm gonna need my sound to hear what's going on in the show. And I'm gonna have to ask you for support. Support the channel if you want monetarily on Patreon, YouTube down below, or not. Share my content, spread the word, it costs you nothing and helps a lot. And with that, we can start watching episode 34 of Shangri-La Frontier in 3, 2, 1, go. Oh, and by the way, I tweaked my recording setup in OBS ever so slightly. I'm now recording to hybrid MP4 instead of MKV. Yeah, hybrid MP4 instead of MKV. If you spot any differences in quality, let me know. From what I tested, I couldn't really see any, but you know, my screens, my monitors are not the newest, so you know, maybe I can't see something that you can spot on a 4K TV or whatever. Also, finally got a new light bulb. No longer the orange one that I often just had to turn off anyway because it was flickering at the same frequency. No, it was flickering at a different frequency than the shutter speed of the webcam, so you might have seen like flickering light in the background. Now this one is synchronized 60 Hz, so there should be no flickering. And also much more powerful. 1080 lumen, I believe, or 1050, something thereabouts. 4000 Kelvin, just like the other two. Although it does look a little bit more warm, despite being all of them being 4000 Kelvin. Different manufacturer, I guess. Which is still weird, because the warmth of the light measured in Kelvin should be like objective, right? Not like Samsung 4000 Kelvin is different than Panasonic 4000 Kelvin. 4000 is 4000, but apparently not. Okay. Yeah. Siegwurm. Yeah. Perhaps different conditions. She was acknowledged by Siegwurm, so there can be multiple different scenarios, multiple different storylines in Rabituza. But yeah, true, there is a risk that she's gonna complete Vorpal Epic ahead of you. And also she might be, she might not have as many qualms about revealing that secret. Amazing representations of them. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. The best stress ball. She did reveal her name, right? She did. Akitsu Akane. Yeah, not really great chances you're gonna meet all of them. You could presumably contact her through Sikru. Okay, so she logged out? Okay, yeah. Send her a DM or something, maybe. How? uh, Aaron Jesus is not with him. Quite a trek, yeah. Don't you have, like, I don't know, paid carts or blimps or dragons or something that can take you to new cities? Stay on the lookout for Akitsu Akane. Mm-hmm. uh, she doesn't need much more convincing, does she? You got something new? Oh, there we go. The crystal fists. All right. Brand new weapon for a brand new area. They are. Yeah, we have heard that. Although it's been a while since the whole, like, Nephilim Hollow arc. Fist weapons in games usually are oversized like that, yeah. Not interested in the details, is he? At least pretend. Uh, yeah, quite a bit of a trek for not much time. I guess he's gonna have to pull an all-nighter. Oh, there's extend, yeah. Is it like... Probably. Is it like ranking up your units in gacha? Or is it like prestige in, I don't know, clicker games? Probably not. Ray? Saiger Zero? Yep. Is it gonna be Ray? Oh, not Ray. Her sister. Damn. Ray's getting all sorts of cocked. Or is it for Ray? Oh, it wasn't from Sanraku. Gotcha. Okay, this one's for Ray. Please don't ignore it. Okay, she didn't. Good. It's your only chance to be with her beloved. Get a calm down, take a cold shower. uh, yep, it's a date. He invited you on a date. uh, constant progress. I mean, it is progress for sure. Yeah, she's not sending the best message by logging out, is she? Just constantly sabotaging herself. Oh, some requirements unmet. Oh! Amazing work, B. Amazing work. Not like you can equip much. Is it enough? It is, apparently. There was a requirement of 100 something else, and it was also in red. So you probably need to boost something besides vitality. Okay, gotcha. True. He's gonna become a Kamen Rider. Henshin, helmet, magic fists. The official tone again. Okay, so still gotta travel a little bit. Yeah. Couldn't she have met you in Atia? 8th borough? The 8th town. Actually, we don't know if there is any fast travel. Every time Sanraku fast traveled, it was thanks to Emul, right? Through Rabituza. Fivel. Gotcha. Is it particularly easy or particularly rewarding? Okay, so the entire next episode is gonna be a fight. I already know what to expect. Unless Sanraku finishes him off in this episode, we still have quite a few minutes. It's a scorpion thing, right? No, it's a pile of scrap. It is quite large indeed. Not gonna use your fists? Okay. That explains why he's so excited to fight it. Well, we have like 2 minutes left to the episode. Yeah, attack from the back. No, it's not the one. Oh, it's some after image. Gotcha. Oh, yeah, it is an evolution of the skill that I was thinking of. Yeah? Amazing music. Yeah, that's quite a powerful evolution. A additional boost. Gotcha. And there's what, a single weak spot? Mm-hmm. And if you time it right, then it's just gonna crush the boss. Gotcha. Or you can uncover the weak spot. That also works. Okay, finally! We get the fists! I will never get used to seeing his face. It feels wrong somehow, you know? It really feels wrong seeing his mouth. I guess the speedrun fight is gonna be finished in the next episode, which makes it not really that much of a speedrun, does it? It's already over a minute, so less internal monologue and more fighting. Actually, it would be really cool if they resolved that entire fight in under a minute. If they left the timer on the screen, you know? uh, I'm reminded of My Little Pony, of all things. The episode, I think it was the first episode, yeah, where Twilight meets Rainbow Dash. Rainbow Dash brags that she can clear the sky in 20 seconds flat. It actually takes 20 seconds. Cool detail. And I really kind of expected them to do something like that, but alas. Oh, after credit scene. Not a mini. uh, just standing still and waiting. All giddy. Oh, we also get a mini. Hell yeah. Double treat. The Saint's Holy Water. What is this holy water? Oh. No holy water for him. Okay. Glad to see the consequences of her actions. Alright, let's watch this episode again, shall we? Yeah. 2 minutes and 5 seconds of a skip to go past the intro and OP. Another pioneer in Rabituza. Acknowledged by Zigwurm, the Golden Dragon King. Unique monster, yeah, Emul's sibling. Yeah, we don't know if she actually triggered invitation from Rabituza, right? Now, it could be that it just needs to be any unique monster that acknowledges you, whatever that means, and that triggers invitation from Rabituza. And maybe you get a random rabbit assigned, or you get the rabbit assigned like based on your class, or based on the boss, maybe, right? Like Emul is the Lycagon's rabbit, for the lack of a better term. So if you get marked by Lycagon, you get Emul. If you get marked by Zigwurm, you get Sikru, etc., etc. Maybe that's how it is. We don't know that. Or it could very well be that Akitsu Akane did not get invitation from Rabituza. Maybe she got another unique scenario, another quest, right? Entirely possible. But yeah, of course, Sanraku is correct in thinking that it is indeed possible that she got the exact same unique scenario he did. Will she be able to finish it before him? I'm not sure. Sanraku has a fair bit of a head start, right? And a good chunk of that head start was thanks to Visage, and Visage is not here anymore. So Akitsu Akane is gonna have an issue, right? She's not gonna get the same kind of guidance that Sanraku did. She's not gonna get the same kind of training, the same kind of, I don't know, quests and stuff like that. So Sanraku still is ahead. For how long, we don't know. We don't know where Viz is. We don't know where he's coming, when he's coming back. So that's all a question, of course. Yeah. Also, I'm curious, how is she marked? Because Sanraku being marked made him unable to wear armor. She presumably has been marked by Zigwurm, but it doesn't seem like she suffers any sort of a loss, right? Like, she wears full armor, she wears headwear, she has a weapon and everything. So I wonder, how does that work? Could it be that Lycagon gives you a stat buff but prevents you from using armor, while Zigwurm maybe lowers the equipment requirements of armor globally for you, but lowers your stats? Maybe something like that? I don't know. Because if Zigwurm mark does not have any negative effects, then Sanraku gets shafted. He really got shafted. If the deeds about invitation from Rabituza make it onto the net, I think this is a much bigger threat to Sanraku, honestly, than Akane having access to the same questline, assuming it is the same questline, right? Because even if she does have access to the same questline, Sanraku is still ahead. And presumably he is a better player than her, so chances are he can still complete it. But should she decide that I want to help people, or I want clout, or I want to help my friend, or whatever, and release the details about how she got that unique scenario, more people would. And the more people take it up, the more of a risk it is to Sanraku, because maybe even people who don't get any negative effects, like not being able to use armor, would get access to that quest, and then Sanraku would get shafted. That's certainly a much bigger risk. 50th by 8 a.m. Akitsu Akane, yeah. Which, judging by her name on the list of characters being Akane Akitsu, she just swapped her name and surname and just used that as her name on the internet, which is not Security 101. Revealing your real name on the internet. She logged out, of course. She was going to sleep until V's returns. When is he gonna return? That's the question. Or where has he gone? So we don't know when will she be back. And we don't know when Sikru will be back. So it's just a bunch of unknown. And the only thing that Sanraku realistically has control over is making it to 50th and continuing with that one. And he can leave Emul behind to notify him whenever Akitsu Akane is back, and maybe even open the door to have them meet or something, right? There are possibilities. Weapons done, and it is a fair bit larger than even I expected, to be honest with you. Re-legacy weapon. I'm assuming that's like specific, I don't know, rarity, right? Like there are rare and unique and legendary, and then you have re-legacy, kind of like, I don't know, pearls in Borderlands or something. But yeah, it doesn't quite fit Sanraku's playstyle, does it? Such massive fist weapons. Then again, MMOs and massive fist weapons are a match made in heaven. I played Terra, I played the fist class, so I would know what I'm saying. Get to 8 hold, right. Mercenary Twin Blade user, 150 skill points, and extend. Now that's a question. What kind of an extension it is? If it's something like a gacha character kind of extension where you level the character up to 40 and you can't level them up anymore until you get them to Elite 1. You get them to Elite 1, you can level them up to 80, and then you have to get them to Elite 2, and then you can get them to 120, right? Stuff like that. Or is it some sort of a prestige where it resets you back to 0, but maybe lets you pick a perk, or maybe lets you keep some of your stats, or something like that, right? Essentially New Game Plus. Could be either, although the term extend makes me think of the former, which answers my question regarding skill cap, level cap, right? Sanraku hit level cap, and what's there to do from that point on, right? Well, extend that level cap. Simple. Probably added with the new expansion. That would be my bet. I like this change of mindset. Playing so far has made it clear I can't just solo everything. I like it. He's growing as a person. He's growing as a character. Cool. The way the camera just lingered on Momo and then the Falcon went straight for Momo really made me think that it was a bit of a misdirection, right? Like, oh, of course he's gonna ask Rei. Of course he's gonna ask Saiga Zero. Psych, he asked her sister instead. But we got a double psych instead. Psych, it wasn't from Sanraku, it was from Animalia. And psych, she got a message from Sanraku anyway. And yeah, had to go and take a cold shower. Cannot equip weapon due to insufficient stats. And yeah, oh, we do get a translation. Required stats: strength 100, vitality 300, technology 70. Gotcha. Too bad we don't get Sanraku's current stats. Yeah, vitality plus 500. That's good, but you need strength and tech. He's raising something to 100, which is, I'm assuming, strength, since he needed 100 strength. And tech is middle left and is currently at 62. So yeah, just 8 skill points. So currently he's still left with around like 100, around 80 skill points, something thereabouts. And a response from Ray. Let's meet up in Eleventar for some reason instead of Atia or some other city that is easier to reach. Maybe Sanraku just wanted to defeat this boss alone, though. That would be exactly like him. Go solo, defeat the boss, get an achievement for speedrunning it, get some loot maybe, and then meet up with Ray, where there is uncharted territory. He's not sure how hard it's gonna be, then he's gonna need some help, then he's gonna need a partner. But right now, let's still do solo content. Probably. I thought it's gonna be some sort of a scorpion. Then I thought it's gonna be some sort of a Megazord or like Megazord looking thing. And I was thinking they might be leaning into whatchamacallit, Super Sentai a little bit, right? Like Sanraku wearing the helmet, mentioning a henshin, and this turning into a Megazord kind of thing. But no, not quite. A speedrun boss, and with upgraded skills. Not much of a challenge. I really cannot ever get used to his face being partially visible when he wears that helmet. It feels wrong to not see him as a Birdman. It really feels wrong. I hope the next helmet he gets is gonna be a full face cover, because this feels like an affront to God. And of course, the fight was supposed to take under a minute, but they managed to squeeze a cliffhanger there, because of course they did. Because of course they did. And the mini gives us a bit of a callback to when Pencilgun was collecting holy water from everywhere. I really was wondering what's gonna be the punchline here, right? Like him being all like, I stole some money, I PK'd my friend, but I needed desperately this holy water, Saint's holy water. And I was thinking, what's gonna be? I forgot holy water was the item that Pencilgun got a bunch of, and my mind immediately went, oh, gamer girl bathwater. Some player in the game is selling gamer girl bathwater, and that's what he wanted, or something like that. But no, it was all about this item. Restock date TBA. Alrighty. That was a transition episode, for the most part. I mean, it was fun, make no mistake, but it clearly was a transition episode, right? It reminded us of essentially last time on Shangri-La Frontier, what happened before we got whisked away to Nephilim Hollow. A bit of a reminder where we are currently and what we're going, where we're going, what's Sanraku's goal, etc., etc. And that was essentially the purpose of it, right? The purpose was also to notify Sanraku that there is a bit of a fire under his ass when it comes to completing the Vorpal Epic. He's not going to be able to stall it anymore, which I really actually like, right? Because so far there really wasn't any urgency to that, right? Like, he could just fuck around, go defeat some monsters, get some new armor, maybe defeat some unique monsters, maybe play some other games, and the Vorpal Epic was kinda on the sidelines. But now we have a reason for Sanraku to, like, try and pursue it. Like, actually actively pursue it, and maybe try to figure out where Vash is. Maybe try to figure out what are the next steps, right? Cool, I like it. The appearance of Akitsu Akane actually changes a lot in that way, and I like it. I wonder if she's gonna be our POV at any point, right? Like, maybe half an episode will be her going through the Vorpal Epic or something like that. Wouldn't surprise me if she was posed as this sort of a counterpart to Sanraku in a way. I don't know, we'll see. It's equally possible that she will join Wolfgang and she's gonna be the fourth member. Or, I don't know. She looked out. She's kinda odd, because there is plenty of things to do in Shangri-La, so waiting for Visage could have easily been achieved by just playing the rest of the game. But she decided to wait, which tells me that either she has a busy IRL life, which doesn't bring me any closer to deciphering which kind of a existing character could she be, if any. Or she decided to be laser focused on the Vorpal Epic, in which case Sanraku is under threat. He can be threatened if she decides to just go bolts to the wall Vorpal Epic, because Sanraku's been kinda skirting around it, wasn't he? Interesting where it goes. She certainly introduces a curious dynamic. Sanraku got brand new weapons, and of course he could not equip them because duh. Only with the helmet, and we know that the helmet can break. So it's entirely possible that it will break mid combat. He will lose his 500 vitality, and he's gonna have to unequip those weapons, which is gonna be interesting. Which is also going to provide an interesting downside to those weapons, right? Where he can use them only as long as he has the helmet, because he can't exactly equip other gear, or he has to sacrifice a bunch of skill points into vitality, which is not his main stat. He's mostly luck and agility. So dumping a bunch of skill points into vitality, like well over 400 of them, then not the best way, right? Not the best thing for him to do. Also makes me curious, did he not look into what those weapons like scale off of? Usually weapons in games not necessarily scale off something, like in Dark Souls, where some weapons scale off strength, some of agility, etc. But usually looking at the weapon's requirements and stats, you can get an idea of what this particular kind of weapon requires, right? You look at fists, you see that all of the fist weapons require more vitality than agility, for example, so you know that if you get legendary fist weapons, it will probably require a bunch of vitality. If daggers require a bunch of agility but not much vitality, then you know that you will need a bunch of agility to use more rare kinds of those daggers. Sanraku, I guess, just didn't look at it. He thought gauntlets cool, and B made him gauntlets, and he didn't predict that those gauntlets are gonna go completely against his build. So I guess he's gonna have to be compensating with his armor, or, well, with the helmet at least, because I don't think he's gonna be willing to dump a bunch of skill points into vitality. Maybe? I don't know. I really don't think so, though. We'll see, I guess. We'll see where that goes. Anything else worth mentioning? Not really. I'm excited to see the travels of Sanraku and Rei. That's gonna be fun to see. It's gonna be like the first time where they like actually interact for longer periods of time. There was that bit where Rey helped them in a PvP situation, right? Briefly, but it was very brief. He didn't really spend much time with her, so that's gonna be a first. That's gonna be cool to see. That's gonna be super cool to see. So I'm excited for the next episode, and I guess I'm not gonna have to suffer any cliffhangers or any waiting, because the next episode is already out, so I can watch it right after this one and probably release both on the same day, because why the hell not? Have a treat. Yeah, I think that's gonna be it from me for today, but maybe you guys have something more to add on the topic of this episode, of my reaction, my theories, stuff like that. If so, say so in the comments down below. No spoilers, please. Spoilers can go to my Discord if you'd like. Like this video if you liked it, subscribe to be notified of future videos, not only Shangri-La, but also Arifureta, Mao 2099, Dan, plenty others coming in the future. Click the bell to be notified of when those videos go up. Like this video if you liked it. Already said that. Support the channel if you want, monetarily on Patreon or YouTube down below, or not. Share my content, spread the word. It costs absolutely nothing and helps the channel an awful lot. And with all of that out of the way, that's gonna be it from me for today. So as always, you guys do all the good stuff, and I'm gonna see you in the next one. Cheers! And here's my wonderful Patreons: Cubies, Rainer, Dr. Watt, Akamas, Marsh, Fassel, and Hans Peter. And you can join them if you want without having to get a weapon you cannot equip.